This is Boxing Talk 8576. I want to talk about the Adrien Broner versus Marcus Maidana fight. I'm not giving a prediction at this moment. I'm going to wait on that for a couple weeks, but I just want to talk about the fight itself, the matchup, what I think. Um, Marcus Maidana is a good fighter. You know, he has great power. He's not really a boxer per se. He's more like a pressure fighter. You know, fight inside, punch. You know, has a great punch. But Adrien Broner, I like Adrien Broner, but Adrien Broner needs to, you know, calm down on the antics, man. I mean, he's going over the top. You know, it's one thing to sell yourself, and it's another thing that, you know, try to come off. Don't come off as a clown. You know what I'm saying? You know, find a happy medium. He don't know what that happy medium is. You know what I'm saying? He's going over the top. He's on tour rapping with Lil Wayne and all this stuff, man. You a fighter, man. I'm telling you. You need to dedicate yourself to being a fighter. Being a fighter is a full-time job. Don't get it twisted that you can have your mind on 50 different things and then come in the ring, you know what I'm saying, and fight, you know, really, really good fighters. He needs to dedicate himself more. I seen him on the he was on tour with Lil Wayne, and I seen him on All Access with Mayweather versus Cotto. I mean, not Cotto, Mayweather versus Canelo All Access, and he had a gut, man. I mean, dude, how can you let yourself go like that? You're a professional fighter. You should be you should stay in shape. Don't be killing your body, man. You know, he's out clubbing and drinking and, you know, having Instagrams, you know, with girls and all this crazy stuff, man. I'm telling you, boxing is a humbling sport. It will humble you if you don't humble yourself. Trust me. And so he needs to get, you know what I'm saying, in the gym, get to work. You're not a rapper, you're a fighter. It needs 110% of your body, mind, and soul. So, in that saying, I know Adrien Broner, he fought Paulie Malignaggi in his last matchup, which he wasn't impressive. He landed the harder punches to me. Paulie Malignaggi had the more punch output, you know, but I thought Adrien Broner did just enough to win. But that was supposed to have been his Gotti moment. You know, when Mayweather fought Gotti and came out, Mayweather came out and dominated and stopped Gotti. That was supposed to be his Gotti moment. Golden Boy put him in there with Paulie Malignaggi because Paulie Malignaggi can't punch. See, the difference between him and Gotti, Gotti was dangerous because Gotti can punch, but Paulie Malignaggi couldn't even punch. And this is supposed to have been your moment to shine in front of everybody, and so everybody can see, oh man, he beat a legitimate, you know what I'm saying, champion in Paulie Malignaggi. He destroyed him, he stopped him, but he didn't stop him. He went in, maybe underestimating Paulie Malignaggi a little bit. I don't know what was the case. I don't know what his mind was. Maybe his mind was on, you know, going on tour, being a rapper. I don't know. But he came in, he looked flat-footed to me. I mean, Adrien Broner always looks flat-footed. He says he fights like that because his opponents really are not that dangerous, or he don't really consider them being on his level. And his trainer said the same thing. He fights flat-footed, but he can get on his toes. He just fights that way because these guys are not on his level. Let me tell you one thing about boxing. Boxing is about repetition, reps, reps, reps. If he continues fighting like that, then he's going to always fight like that. It's called muscle memory. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have a fighter display bad habits in the ring. And being a flat-footed in the ring is not to his benefit against, when he start fighting these really good fighters, like Danny Garcia, my guy, and a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, in the YouTube is starting to talk about, and Zone 6. This is his favorite fighter at 147, Keith Thurman. These guys can move. These guys are athletic. These guys can punch. I don't think Adrien Broner can beat Keith Thurman, but we're gonna talk about that another day. But he needs to start displaying some, you know, getting on his toes in the ring and stop being so flat-footed, man. But I don't know. I think he's gonna beat Marcus Maidana. I didn't want to see him fight Marcus Maidana. I wanted him to fight somebody else. I know after his fight with Paul Malignaggi, he said, "Oh, we're gonna have a poll and y'all and the fans can pick who I'm gonna fight." Do you really think Golden Boy was gonna let the fans pick who he wanted to fight? And all of a sudden it just happened to be Marcus Maidana. Trust me, the fans did not pick no Marcus Maidana, man. We did not pick Marcus Maidana. We wouldn't even voted for Marcus Maidana. I don't think Marcus Maidana would have got 10% of the vote. You know, people want to see him fight. He talking this big talk about he's already arrived. He's a great fighter now. No, man, you're not a great fighter. At the beginning of your career, they put you in the ring with guys that you can handle. They're not going to put you in the ring with guys that they know can compete with you 50-50. When you start competing with fighters and it's a 50-50 fight and you win those fights, that's when you're a great fighter. You're not a great fighter right now. I mean, Danny Garcia is, to me, is more of a considered to be closer to a great fighter than you, because a lot of fights he's been in, he's been an underdog. And to me, when you win a lot of underdog fights, you know what I'm saying, there's any fighter probably can win one underdog fight, but this man has won about three or four underdog fights. So he's ahead of you. You just ahead of him as far as popularity, because you out there, you know, promoting yourself pretty good. But Danny Garcia to me is ahead of you. Keith Thurman to me is going ahead of you, because Keith Thurman is getting guys out of there, man. He's getting guys out of there. He's displaying a boxer puncher style, which I prefer. I love boxer punchers, man, because they bring dynamics to the ring. You know, both styles. They can box you, they can punch you. You know what I'm saying? So you need to stop saying you're a great fighter. Calm down. You're not Floyd Mayweather. You're not even on Floyd Mayweather's level. I don't know. You need to start reading the press clippings and just start concentrating on being a great fighter one day. But in saying that, I mean, this should be an interesting fight. I mean, I don't know. Marcus Maidana got a new trainer. I mean, and Robert Garcia. I mean, Robert Garcia is trying to teach, you know what I'm saying, Marcus Maidana how to box more and use his jab, which he has displayed in some of his last couple fights. But I've seen even in that, when he gets punched hard, he goes back to his normal fighting style, which is exchanging punch for punch. Because sometimes it's too late to change a fighter late in his career. You know what I'm saying? His muscle memory is already there. You have to get a fighter when they're younger, and you can form the muscle memory on how you want to form it. But right now, I mean, he can probably box for about 3, maybe 4 rounds, and then as soon as he gets hit hard, his instincts is going to go back to where he used to fight. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I mean, he's not hard to find, so maybe, you know, Adrien Broner might come in this fight flat-footed again, you know, because Marcus Maidana gonna come straight at him, so he gonna be right there. But I don't know. Adrien Broner, he displayed decent power at 147, but not like he showed at 130 and 135. He skipped over 140, but not like he displayed in those lower weight classes. So people don't know what his power is. It's kind of hard to gauge if he's going to knock out. I don't think he's going to knock out Marcus Maidana. I really don't see it. You know what I'm saying? I don't see him knocking out Marcus Maidana. I see it, you know, probably going to a decision. You know, he probably will. He has a great chance of dominating Marcus Maidana, because Marcus Maidana is not going to be hard to find. But you know what I'm saying? We have to see about that. Marcus Maidana has a hard iron chin. You know what I'm saying? He took some great punches from Victor Ortiz. Victor Ortiz dropped him like 2 or 3 times, and Victor Ortiz is to me a harder puncher than Adrien Broner. So if he could take Victor Ortiz punches and keep coming, And if Adrien Broner is going to fight flat-footed like that, I mean, Marcus Maidana might, you know what I'm saying, land some. If he can land some punches on him and get Adrien Broner in trouble, then, you know what I'm saying, Adrien Broner might have something on his hands, might have a fight on his hands, man. But you know what I'm saying, we have to see what kind of fight Marcus Maidana do. If he gonna come in there and use his jab. I think if he come in there and uses his jab, mix it up with his aggression and fighting inside, he has a great chance of winning the fight. But I'm not gonna give my prediction on that right now. I have to wait a couple weeks for that. But Adrien Broner act like he done something great when he went up and beat Paulie Malignaggi, man, dude. And he gonna somehow, well, I did something like I did what Roberto Duran and some of them and one other fighter did. Dude, you're not even in their class. Roberto Duran went up. He jumped 2 weight classes. You jumped 2 weight classes like Roberto Duran. That's the only thing y'all got in common. But Roberto Duran fought Sugar Ray Leonard, man. A way tougher matchup than Paulie Malignaggi. I got a lot of respect for Paulie Malignaggi. He fights everybody, but he's not on the same level as a Sugar Ray Leonard. Let's be honest. Duran did something way, to me, impressive than Adrien Broner. And Adrien Broner, dude, you picked on the most vulnerable 147 champion that was out there. Paulie Malignaggi don't have no power, dude. You should have got him out of there. And now, if you'd have got him out of there in 5 or 6 rounds, you know what I'm saying, knocked him out or something, then I'm like, okay, that's impressive. It still wouldn't have been on the same level as what Duran did, but it would have been impressive, you know what I'm saying? But you didn't get him out of there. You let that man take you 12 rounds, man. He took you 12 rounds. And then a lot of people thought he won the fight. That's the crazy thing. And then you walking around smiling like you did something, dude. You should be angry at yourself, like, man, I should have got that man out of there, or at least I should have dominated 9 of the 12 rounds. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. You delusional on some things. You have great talent. You have good skills. There's some things you need to work on. You need to work on your foot movement. And in that fight with Paulie Malignaggi, it looked like you was trying to knock him out because you wasn't throwing combinations. You was throwing 1 or 2 punches at a time, and that's another thing. You have to put punches together. You know what I'm saying? You gonna stand in the pocket like that. You gonna throw 1 punch. You gonna fight somebody like a Keith Thurman or a Danny Garcia, and I'm telling you, gonna be in trouble, dude. You need to work on your skills. Stop doing all this talking about billions and all this stuff. Going on tour. You a fighter, and that's it, man. You know what I'm saying? Another great fighter, a little, not way back, but back in the day was Roy Jones. Roy Jones used to rap and play basketball games before his fight. I don't know, man. That like takes away from your mental capacity. I don't care how easy the guy is that you're facing. Every fighter deserves your 110% attention. See, that's what Mayweather does. Mayweather gives every fighter 110% of his attention. That's one thing I can say about Mayweather. People have said some bad things about him, but one thing about Mayweather, he trains hard for everyone. It don't matter if you're a D, C, B, A fighter. He trains hard for everyone, and that's one thing you need to take from Mayweather, to keep your mental game and train hard for everyone. Maybe you didn't train hard for Paulie Malignaggi, but that's your fault though. That's not Paulie Malignaggi's fault. That's your fault. That's a black eye on how you was seeing the fight and on how you approach the fight. You know what I'm saying? And you just need to get better and come in the ring and get on your toes more. You know what I'm saying? Throw combinations. Stop looking for 1 punch. Because I don't think your power is like a Keith Thurman power. But that's all I'm going to say about this right now. I'm going to give my prediction, you know what I'm saying, a little later. This is Boxing Talk 8576. I'm out, man.